Today's legal story revolves around a tragic case that happened sometime in 2018 of alleged infanticide in Zambia. Imelda Mwanza was charged with the murder of her baby girl, as per the Penal Code of the Laws of Zambia. In November 2017, Imelda, who was pregnant, rented a room from her landlord. She gave birth to a baby girl, and after staying with the landlord for 3 months, she decided to visit her mother in her village. Imelda returned from the village after a week, but her landlord did not see the baby. 3 days later, news spread in the village that a baby had been found dead in a well. The headman of the village confirmed the baby in the well. The fire brigade retrieved the decomposed body of a baby girl with a deep cut on her head. The investigating officer noted the baby had died from brain hemorrhage due to a skull fracture. Imelda reported that her boyfriend had killed the baby for a ritual, which led to her arrest for murder. The trial was based on circumstantial evidence. The court relied on testimonies from the landlord, headman, fire brigade officer, and police. Despite Imelda's silence in her defense, the trial judge applied principles from notable cases to infer guilt. Circumstantial evidence refers to proof of facts or circumstances, from which one can infer other connected facts. In simpler terms, it's like putting together pieces of a puzzle to see the whole picture, even if you don't have all the pieces directly in front of you. Infanticide means the act of killing a baby, often by a parent. The judge found it foreseeable that throwing a baby into a well would cause death, establishing malice aforethought. The post-mortem report confirmed death by head injury, and no other babies were reported missing in the area. Imelda's defense argued the evidence was insufficient and speculative. They suggested alternative inferences and postpartum depression. However, the trial court found the circumstantial evidence compelling enough to convict. Ultimately, Imelda was convicted and sentenced to death. On appeal, the arguments included insufficient circumstantial evidence and the possibility of infanticide. However, the appellate court upheld the conviction, noting the thoroughness of the trial judge's reasoning. The case highlights the complexities of circumstantial evidence and judicial interpretation. While the court must draw logical inferences, the burden of proof always lies with the prosecution to prove guilt beyond reasonable doubt. In legal practice, every piece of evidence, especially in cases where there are no direct witnesses, must be carefully looked at. The case highlights the complexities of circumstantial evidence and judicial interpretation. This is because the courts have to make sure that the only sensible conclusion drawn from the evidence points to the accused being guilty. Imagine you are a detective. If you find a broken window and footprints leading away from it, you might think someone broke in. But you must check if the footprints match the shoes of the person you suspect, if there were other people around, or if something else could explain the broken window. In court, the judge does the same thing. They look at all the pieces of the puzzle, the evidence, and decide if they fit together to show that the accused person definitely committed the crime. The judge's job is to protect innocent people. They make sure that no one is found guilty unless there is no other logical explanation for the evidence, as was the case with Imelda. This means looking closely at each detail and making sure everything adds up perfectly. If there is even a small chance that someone else could have done it, the accused cannot be found guilty. This principle helps ensure fairness and justice in the legal system. As we conclude, the lesson from this case is that the legal system places a high value on ensuring justice is served based on strong and reliable evidence. When dealing with serious charges, it's crucial to carefully analyze circumstantial evidence to avoid wrongful convictions. Even if the evidence suggests a particular outcome, the principle of innocent until proven guilty demands that only the most convincing and clear evidence should lead to a conviction. The goal is to prevent punishing someone who did not commit the crime, as it's better to let a guilty person go free than to wrongly convict an innocent person. This principle is upheld not only in Zambia, but across many legal systems worldwide. For more legal stories and insights, follow Legal Stories on social media. Stay informed about the law and your rights. Thank you for watching. Remember, understanding the law helps us create a just society.